of Ghana has merged 5 banks into a Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited. The banks are BEIGE, Sovereign, Construction, UniBank and Royal Bank. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, said the decision follows the insolvency of the 5 banks after investigation. As part of efforts to strengthen the new consolidated bank, the government has issued a bond totaling 5.6 billion cedis to contain the bad debts of the affected banks.
Conducted by the Bank of Ghana in 2015 and updated in 2016, identified a few indigenous banks as vulnerable with inadequate capital, high levels of non-performing loans, and weak corporate governance. The official administrator appointed for UniBank in March 2018 has found that the bank is beyond rehabilitation. Shareholders, related and connected parties had taken amounts totaling 3.7 billion cedis, which were neither granted through the normal credit delivery process. In the case of Royal Bank, an on-site examination conducted by the Bank of Ghana on 31st March 2018 revealed a number of irregularities. Its non-performing loans constituted 78.8% of loans granted, owing to poor credit risk and liquidity risk management controls. In the case of Sovereign Bank Limited, as part of Bank of Ghana's investigations into the failure of Capital Bank Limited, currently in receivership, it emerged that Sovereign Bank's license was obtained by false pretenses through the use of suspicious and non-existent capital. The bank is insolvent and unable to meet daily liquidity obligations falling due. BEIGE Bank and Construction Bank were each granted provisional licenses in 2016 and launched in 2017. Subsequent investigations conducted by the Bank of Ghana revealed that, similar to the case of Sovereign Bank, both banks obtained their banking licenses under false pretenses using suspicious and non-existent capital, which has resulted in a situation in which their reported capital is inaccessible to them for their operations. The Bank of Ghana is consolidating the good assets and liabilities of UniBank Ghana Limited, the Royal Bank Limited, the BEIGE Bank Limited, Sovereign Bank Limited, and the Construction Bank Limited to become the Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited with immediate effect. The bank has approved Mr. Daniel Addo as the new Chief Executive of the Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited.
Now let's go to our phone lines and speak to some banking analysts to help us understand clear what this merge entails for customers of these banks and the banking industry in general. First to speak to on this issue is Nana Otuo-Champong, who is a banking expert. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First of all, what does the merging of the 5 banks mean?
It means that certainty has now brought into the industry, because the ongoing uncertainty was not good for customers and depositors. So now bringing them together and the government paying off some of their liabilities has been good news for the industry.
And who would you say owns the merged bank?
Oh, the government, you and I.
What is the fate of shareholders of the affected banks?
They don't. Your shareholding is relative to the value of the institution. Now, the value of the institution has gone negative. Therefore, your shareholding has dissipated. So, as happened in the case of UT and Capital Bank, once their liabilities exceeded their assets, then it meant that there was no value in the bank anymore. And in this case, in all 5 cases, there's no value. Therefore, the government has come in with taxpayers' money to bail them out to the tune of 5.6 billion. and the assurance has been given as it was in the case of UniBank Capital, is so here that no depositor will lose a penny. Everybody will be entitled to whatever amount of money they have in any of these 5 institutions.
Okay, and in your opinion, would you say there was no other option than to merge the banks?
Oh, no, there wasn't. The only option was to let them, collapse and risk depositors' money, which would not have been fair on depositors having worked out to save their money there. So what the government has done is the only best option that is available to the depositors.
How about those who have taken loans? How do they repay them?
Oh, they will chase you. I mean, if you have the loan with them, they will chase you. It may be a toxic loan, but that is the right stuff. It doesn't mean they are not going to chase. They will chase all loans that are outstanding. And as the governor stated, in the case of Royal Bank, they are non-performing loans. That is a bad loan, counted for 78% of the total loans that they have granted, which was extremely high. So the loans they will chase, yes.
We understand that some of the banks obtained their licenses by fraudulent means, or let's say by false pretenses. What is your opinion on that?
Well, as the lawyer said, this is a case for the law to deal with. And on 23rd of July, when the governor delivered the MPC address, he did make it clear to a questionnaire response that the investigators are looking at all the circumstances, and even if Bank of Ghana staff, either present or past, are found to be culpable, then due process will take its course. Okay. So if it's found that any Bank of Ghana staff was complicit in giving certificates under false pretenses, which they shouldn't have, then due process will take over. So that is the issue.
And finally, what do you think will happen to the employees of these banks?
The assurance again given by the regulator is that for now, no staff will lose their position. So that going forward, if you combine 5 banks into one, and you've got a financial controller for each of the 5, you cannot have 5 financial controllers. So for the key management personnel, the long term, there may be some losses, but for the rest of the staff, their jobs are secured as per the regulator.
Thank you so much, Nana Otu Echampong, for that update. Thank you so much.